straight talking style, no nonsense chit chat. Oh no, Nora, that's where it's at. Oh no, hot dog, holding people's feet to the fire, spilling out the truth, never feeling tired. Nora brings the heat, everyone's wired. Oh no, Nora, what you inspire. Oh no, hot dog, holding people's feet to the fire, spilling out the truth, never feeling tired. Nora brings the heat, everyone's wired. Oh no, Nora, what you inspire. Oh no, Nora, you make it sing, facts and laughter, you always bring straight to the point, no messing around. Oh no, Nora, we hear sound. In the spotlight, you're shining bright, brighten up the dark like a city light, leading us through with your honest might. Oh no, no, Nora, you got it right. Nora won't stop, will never slow down, spreading all the joy all over town. Oh no, hot dog, turning our frown into a smile. Oh no, Nora, for the crown. Oh no, Nora, you make us sing, facts and laughter, you always bring straight to the point, no messing around. Oh no, Nora, we hear sound. Oh no, Nora, you make us sing, facts and laughter, you always bring straight to the point, no messing around. Oh no, Nora, we hear sound.
Hey everybody, I'm in the garage. So, just as a disclaimer, I am not going to make it through this live without crying. So, if that's not your jam, you can see me on the next one. I've spent 2 days crying, trying to sort my feelings, trying to come to peace with them. Talked for hours with friends. And, you know, I guess, it really, and, we're not supposed to talk about negative people, but health to the whoever you are on Reddit, I really hope that you're taking notes, because this is going to be great for your hate blog, okay? Because apparently all I do is talk about Reddit and negativity, so, it's on brand. Let me make sure that I include, my biggest fans. For those of you who didn't, who don't watch every creator's content, and I don't blame me for that. There's a lot of it. There are, that's not the one I wanted, and now it's in my face and I can't move it. There's a lot of us. It's a lot of content. And if you haven't, seen this video that Aaron did yesterday, so he did this video. It's called "As of Today, It's Over. It ends now." He doesn't specifically drop anybody's names, about people that he's talking about that are, ruining the SBTB community, but makes it clear throughout this video that anyone who says negative things about former Scientologists that are out here will not be platformed by him. They will not lose their support from him as friends, but they will not get his support publicly because we need to move. And I took 3 pages of notes. Let me make sure that I quote him accurately because we'll look at some of the video later. Trying to steer my community in a positive direction. I don't want those friends to feel like they aren't supported by me on a personal level. But, you know, definitely not on a professional level. So why am I so upset? Because I have feelings and I'm a human being. And, you know, I feel like for the past 9 years of being on YouTube, I have really tried really hard to fight for the people who were hurt by Scientology, hurt by individual Scientologists. And, you know, I've called out a lot of people. But you know who didn't call me? Aaron. Or apparently, according to this video, Natalie or Mike Brown either. Because apparently I'm too toxic to have a phone call with. Even Jackson will call me just to tell me I'm wrong. But, you know, people who I have gone to the mat for publicly at my own detriment, you know, can't pick up a phone and call me because I'm, you know, too destructive, too divisive. And I don't even disagree that, you know, like, things could be more positive. But also, like, this has never been fun for me to do. This is not a joyful job to dig up my own trauma constantly and talk about trauma and an abusive cult. I don't know what's supposed to be fun about that. Honestly, guys, I've never felt more completely ostracized in my entire life. Even when I told friends in public school that I was a Scientologist and they made fun of me for being in a cult, I didn't feel this, like, pushed away. Listen, just a northern girl wasn't just setting boundaries. I am all for boundaries. And if he doesn't want to talk about certain people, then he's within his rights to do that. And I don't insist that anybody talk about anybody. But to not have a conversation with me before running me over with every available bus on the internet, it is so beyond upsetting. The only reason I'm doing this on the internet is I had a talk with him yesterday. I told him, hey, I am sedated right now because I just had a procedure and I should be sleeping. And he carried on talking to me, first upset about something that had nothing to do with this, and then, you know, proceeded to have what he considers to be a great conversation. Sure, I was half asleep and on sedatives because I had a medical procedure. So I don't understand why there was no text or phone call or anything. And then he wants to say that it wasn't about me. Now, here's the deal, guys. I understand that Aaron's audience and my audience have some crossover, and there's a lot that have nothing to do with each other, okay? And everybody has the right to have their own audience and to listen to their audience and move in the direction that their audience is responding to. And I don't I don't have a problem with that. I do. Yeah, Patsy, here's the deal. That's been my problem for over a year. You're right. I've defended him over and over and over again. Aaron, you didn't call me today. You didn't call me all day today. It's now 3:30 my time. You do a whole video and I don't get to express myself. Only you get to express yourself on the internet. You know? What do you want me to say, Aaron? That I don't feel targeted and called out by your video? I told you that yesterday, and you said, that's why I didn't name names. No, you didn't name names because you didn't have the courtesy to have a call with me ahead of time. You didn't call me and talk to me face to face about it. And now you want to get butthurt because I'm going to do a video on my own channel that you didn't gift to me, by the way, to talk about how I'm fucking devastated. You're not my boss, Aaron. You don't pay me money in any way, shape, or form to do this. I have never gotten one thing that's been promised, and yet I persisted. Aaron? Okay, let's just, since you're going to make this about you, let's make it about you. This is the Aaron show. Here we go, guys. I wasn't going to break down the whole video, but now let's do it. Let's do it, Aaron. Let's break down your video. Let's do it. You want the attention? Sure. Let's do it. Because it's always about you anyway, Aaron. 90% of the content that I do is trying to help you out. You know? But let's break it down. And we'll even go at 2x speed because, oh, I don't want subtitles. Because we don't need to belabor this. It's a whole hour. I don't want to take up an hour of my life talking about these things. Okay? But let's go right ahead, Aaron. Let's do it. All right. Here we go.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron is here, everyone. Welcome back for more SPTV, where, as always, every day's a great day not to be in a cult. Guys. Let's not delay the beginning of this video. As of today, it ends. I got a whole bunch of notes over here. I'm going to be referring to them. I think I can do this whole video without getting too worked up or getting emotional about anything. I'm pretty sure I got it in me, but let me get right to the points. As of today, I will no longer be supporting, platforming, promoting, sharing any channels of any former Scientologists or protesters who use their platforms to attack fellow former Scientologists or fellow protesters.
Okay, so I don't disagree with the premise behind that. Okay? I don't disagree with not attacking each other. But, again, this could have been a conversation. So I'm just going to pretend this is a conversation between us that you couldn't possibly have, but wanted to make this very clicky video where everybody who watches it knows that you're talking, at least in part, about me. I'm not that vain and idiotic to think that you would make an entire video about me. Okay? I'm aware of that. I'm not psychotic. Okay? But we'll go over it.
I probably have never, I'm quite sure I've never said something like this publicly before.
No, you haven't. And you also haven't sat me down privately.
But the time has come. There certainly has been an effort behind the scenes and privately to try and...
So behind the scenes never happened with me, and the privately didn't happen either. So I'm glad you guys were all talking amongst yourselves. And as usual, I'm not invited to the party. So carry on.
constructively and productively communicate the message that it sure would be great for all of us if we could keep the attention on Scientology. Creator on creator violence is not good for anyone.
No, I don't agree. And also, I don't characterize this as violence. Your video is public, and I told you yesterday exactly how I felt. I was on drugs. I sent you text messages explicitly telling you how I felt, and then you proceeded to tell me how, you know, you just didn't name people. You didn't apologize to me. You know? Or say like, hey, yeah, you're right. I should have called you. No.
Protesters who use their platforms to take down other protesters are destroying the protest movement. Former Scientologists who use their channels to criticize other former Scientologists are making the SPTV space dirty enough that people are embarrassed to be associated with it.
So people are embarrassed to be associated with the SPTV space now. Who? Who's embarrassed? Who's embarrassed? Just people. Good
And
to know.
it needs to stop. Now, I have a lot of notes over here. They're in no particular order. They're my written ramblings as I was preparing for this. Don't forget to say this, don't forget to say this, but they're not in chronological order. And I'm going to try to just speak as I think of these things. But there are some things I definitely do need to hit. If OSA is ever going to be capable of destroying what it is we're trying to do here, what it is we are doing here, both on the SPTV YouTube space and specifically in the protester community. If OSA is ever going to succeed in destroying it, it will be by exploiting the natural divides and chasms and schisms and animosity that spring up in any group. The fact that some people don't like other people or there's disagreement or strife behind the scenes isn't even bad because it's natural. So it's hard to call it bad. It's natural. It's human nature. What's bad is when it all becomes public and people use it as entertainment or clicks or views or it just feels good to do that kind of content and get a jab in and dig in on something you don't like. And the reason it's bad is because OSA will exploit it. Not can, not maybe. It is what OSA does. It is their full-time job. There is nothing OSA is more dedicated to right now than taking down, however they define it, taking down SPTV creators and protesters, or the SPTV movement and the protester movement, or the momentum and goodwill that SPTV has and the momentum and goodwill that the protester community has. They only have so many levers they can pull to destroy these movements, and it is exploiting the disagreement, the divides, and the animosity.
Aaron, you didn't pick up the phone. Not once. To talk to me about the very specific things that I would go over that I'm pretty sure, but you know, who knows, are about me. Okay? Because I don't think the whole video is about me, and I don't even disagree with you that there needs to be less negativity. But that wasn't the message of this video. You never say that in this video, Aaron. So that's not real. Yes, my phone is going to go to voicemail right now because I've got my settings set to do it live. That is correct. Because when I use this other camera, you know, then I have to put my settings on because it's my phone. Okay. So yes, it's, you know, it's going, what am I going to pick up the phone for, guys? What is the point of I get to pick up the phone and then say sorry again and try to like be the bigger person when I get shit on all over the fucking internet all the time? I'm so fucking tired of this, guys. I'm so fucking tired of being the punching bag for everybody on every corner of the internet. And I didn't know that I was a punching bag for, like, my own people I thought were my friends. But sure, once again, sure. Aaron, I hope you're reading the chat. They all love you. And I'm just an idiot and I shouldn't do this. So the messaging couldn't be clearer, guys. Couldn't be more crystal clear that everything that I have fought for, that I have worked for the fucking like majority second half of my life since leaving the Sea Org has been a fucking waste of time. Like a complete waste of time. I spent the last year fighting for everybody in this community, sticking up for every single person in this community, and now I find out that that was completely unwarranted, because not only did people not want me to stick up for them, but it's an embarrassment. And it's made people want to leave and not support SBTV. So great, guys. You know, I'm glad that that's what I've accomplished. I'm glad that Aaron has the biggest platform of all time, and he's going to go right on ahead and be successful off into the sunset, just like he always is. Okay? And I hope that the SPTV Foundation is successful and everybody there is happy. And I hope that the Aftermath Foundation helps people. And if you guys don't want to face facts about some people who are out here in the X community who happen to also, be ex-Scientologists that aren't good people, just because you left a cult doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't absolve you of terrible things you did in there. Okay? And if that's negative to tell the truth about crimes committed on children and humans and adults, then lock me up. Lock me up. You don't want me to play the video, Aaron, because you don't want to see it? Okay, so specifically at the 7-minute mark, you mentioned, making videos about Mike, Mark, and Claire. Who else has even made a video in the last fucking year that was about Mike and Mark and Claire besides me? And Thomas Mew Anderson and all those fucks. But, I guess that's the category that I'm in now. Okay, and then at the 9:35 mark, this is the part that really hurt my feelings kind of a lot, right? Prior to November, everything was great. No mention in that sentence of the targeted, psychotic, psycho warfare that had been being enacted on me for the past 6 months during that time period. Everything was great. It was great. It's just fucking rainbows and kittens for you. Yeah. And then, of course, the people who showed support too, it meant a lot. I'm glad. I'm glad that meant a lot to you. How many times did I do a video, Aaron, in defense of you, specifically? Do you even know? Well, you don't care, obviously, so it doesn't matter. And this whole idea that in 13-minute mark, Aaron could stop it if he wanted to. Because clearly you're getting contacted by a lot of people who are trying to tell you to rein people in, but you have said many times you're not the leader. And you're not. SBTV is consistent of individuals. And that's what I tell people when they come after you. Like, you're not my boss. And, Aaron's free to move about the cabin and do whatever he wants. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, this was a great part too. Why is it not okay to hold Stephanie accountable, but not me? Because Steph would listen to them, like Mike, Mark, Claire, and Leah. I don't expect anyone to listen to me. You think, honestly, if you hadn't had a phone call with me to say, you know what, we got to just back off all this Mike Render shit. It's just, Debbie Downer. And I really want us to bring back the positive vibes that we were doing. And here's some ideas. And I'd love to collaborate with you on X, Y, and Z. Let's do that. that I would just be like, no, I fucking love talking about my grinder. And I'm gonna keep doing it until with my dying breath. Because I'm just so negative. Because I'm such a bad person. Like, I took 3 pages of notes. Okay? Been wanting to do this, change the directions, for a long time. Not to privately tell people, publicly declare. So this is the part where you talk about you and Nat and Mike Brown having this meeting, right? And that everybody can do what they want to do, but it won't be supported. Won't be platformed by you. Aaron, ask yourself this question. When did you platform me in the last year? I'll wait. When have you asked to collaborate with me in the last year? Have I blasted that publicly? Have I, like, emphasized the divide amongst things publicly? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even when people ask me, when are you and Aaron going to do something again? I'll be like, hey, we'll have to check the schedule and see what's up. Hey, gee willikers. And then you specifically say, like the 31-minute mark, that Mike Rinder is not part of some long con, use those words, long con, to infiltrate Scientology. Gee, I wonder who you're talking about, Aaron. Like, again, I'm not a complete idiot. I'm not just some paranoid, schizophrenic person who, doesn't put 2 and 2 together. Like, what could you have possibly been talking about? Oh, this video? Could it be that one? This one here? Like, yeah. I tried to show fucking orientation. Not orientation, I'm sorry, guys. Going clear. But, like, literally, I did a 3-hour live, Aaron, where I laid out what I thought was a logical argument for that being so, but you're not talking about me in that part. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Also, this whole thing about Sterling being, left off the internet because he, doesn't like the negativity. First of all, Sterling, I sent you my number months ago when you made a whole thing with you and Reese, like, oh yeah, we should totally have Nora on to do like party time. That would be fun. Yeah, that was a bunch of fucking bullshit, and you're insincere. You never fucking contacted me. You never said, hey, I think you're a fucking negative Nelly. And I don't appreciate it. And I can't even think about approaching Scientology because it's just so negative because of the things you're doing and other people are doing. Like, again, I don't think it's all about me. Okay? But there are certain things in this video, Aaron, where you were definitely talking about me. 100%. After recent targeted, Sterling specifically said to you, after recent targeted videos going after specific people, I don't know who it could possibly be talking about other than yours truly. Like, yeah, I talk a bit about Mike. This was a targeted video about Mike. This was a targeted video about Stephanie and, other stuff. And then I did some protest stuff. And then I don't even remember what this one's about. We just chit-chatted. And then I tried to do Going Clear, and that fell apart. And people were coming for me, and I decided to show them that this is my heart. If I believe in my heart something needs to be addressed or needs to be, fucking taken down because it's unjust and it's incorrect, then I'm going to talk about it. So then you and Mike and Nat got together and decided that the rampant negativity that has consumed the community needed to stop. That's a quote. And certain people doing this kind of content isn't the problem. It's an assumption, it's a symptom of a greater problem. Right, which is the rampant negativity that's consumed the community. And instead of trying to handle the symptoms, which I'm interpreting as creators, let's try to handle the problem, and the symptoms will take care of themselves. We're not going to support creators who traffic in negativity. We have to ostracize people that want to use their platforms to hurt other people in the space. Now, I don't think that was solely directed at me. I think it's directed at a lot of people, and nobody was named in this video, Aaron. So I think that's partially directed at me. I don't think it's 100% directed at me, that part. I do know that I have spent the last 2 days crying and talking to various different people. And at this moment, I'll be honest, I don't know if anybody is telling me the truth. I don't know if anybody is at all sincere with me. How is any of this real? Why did I decide to dedicate my time to this? What thanks do I get? I expect the cesspool area of the internet to not like me and to say bad things about me. And I expect idiots like Scott to do stupid stuff because he's a paid professional provocateur and he's not anybody's friend. Okay? I don't expect any portion of positivity from that quarter of the internet. But I also didn't expect to find out via a public video on the internet that I had basically been voted off the island, and now I have a new set of rules to conform to, or access to the island is gone. And there's so many trolls in the chat right now. I don't even care. Say whatever you want. Bring your worst, everyone. Bring your worst. Let everybody know what a hero Scott is when he goes and fucking interrupts fucking, live television, shit for clout for himself. It's not about us. It's not about Scientology. He just wants to be on TV. Just know that I did say to you, Aaron, what I was upset about, and I was on drugs, so I don't remember our whole conversation, which I told you at the beginning of the conversation, hey, I just had a medical procedure and I'm sedated. And you were like, okay. And I don't remember our whole conversation. I don't even remember what I said to you. I remember that you were mad at me at the beginning of the conversation for something else that was happening in a totally private chat. And that's about it. And that you talked about a lot of things and how it wasn't about me. And then I tried to bat it back a little bit, I think, about, the specific points that I'm bringing up now. And I don't really remember what happened after that because, as I said to you, I was on drugs. So even if I told you, oh, I love you and everything's great, I was on drugs. And you didn't call me today. You didn't. And I've spoken to, fucking several people for a long ass time today. And the last person I spoke to really hit it home for me that this isn't, I appreciated their candor and their frankness with me because that's, maybe what I need is frankness and candor, to know that my approach isn't good, and that it's not helpful to the movement. But again, that whole video could have just been an email. And then you could have just done the thing that you're saying you want to do, which is just to do the positive, fun content that you used to do. None of that was necessary. I wrote a community post fucking, let's see, we'll just pull it up for everybody to see so I'm not hiding anything. I wrote a community post okay, I wrote this community post 6 days ago, Aaron. 6 days ago. Okay? 6 days ago, I challenged Mike, Mark, Claire, Chris, and Leah. Okay? 6 days ago, almost a week ago. If you're not behind the nonstop attacks on me, Aaron, Liz, Marilyn, Reese, and other SBTV creators and the SBTV Foundation itself, say so. You follow these people on many different social media platforms and allow some of them to have public links to your foundation on their profile. I missed the word profile there. Thus giving them legitimacy and allowing your foundation to be used as a stamp of approval. These accounts cross over multiple social media sites, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. Not one of you have ever publicly disavowed this behavior. So I ask, not demand, if you do not support this, then say so publicly. Tell SPTV Foundation and SPTV-Foundation, the Potato Head Foundation people, to take the link for the aftermath down because you don't support unfounded attacks on second gens and survivors of Scientology. And then I did edit it to add DOA and all his bullshit to the list. Okay? And then that's when DOA Ambush called me from his live because he doesn't do private calls. Okay? And it's a split decision there. I've gotten emails, texts saying you handed his ass to him, and I've gotten a lot of comments that are like, oh, DOA wiped the floor with you. Like, listen, always watching, number one, I just have to bring this up. The shots are not pseudoscience. The shots have actually helped me. If I hadn't had the DSR SGB shots, I can tell you right now, this live wouldn't be happening. Because how devastated I am right now would have had a very different result. So I am thankful for those shots. And all the medication and therapy that I've had. Because without it, this annoying crybaby live wouldn't be happening at all. So I did that 6 days ago. If you wanted to make a video to say, hey, you people, ones aforementioned there, are supporting trolls publicly, and if you don't support them, then say so publicly. I'm going to do positive shit. Because that's me. And anyone else who wants to do positive shit, get on my train. You know, Scott's a piece of shit. He's not the reason why I'm upset. Scott can go fuck himself. I don't give two shits about Scott. He went to Chicago to disrupt democracy because he thinks it's fun. Okay? Newsflash, everybody, I'm a flaming liberal. I'm sure you guys couldn't have guessed that. Okay? I don't normally talk politics, but I'll quote a Republican deputy governor here who said today, if you vote for Kamala, you're not a Democrat, you're a patriot. Okay? So for those of you who are questioning my political affiliations, like people like to question my gender on the internet, now you know. Okay? I mean, like, duh. Anyway. And they didn't get back to me. You know, Leah won't give me the fucking time of day. This is why I'm saying I'm an idiot. I defend her. I promote her fucking lawsuit because I really do want it to win. But when I'm getting attacked on the internet and people are saying I didn't even work with her, and I text her and I say, could you just confirm that I worked on the show? She doesn't text me back. That's why I'm an idiot. Why continue to try and help her when you can't do 1 second and be like, of course you worked with me on the show. That's stupid. Why? Because I've said unkind things about Mike Rinder, and they're not even unkind, guys. They're just facts. Sometimes facts are not fun. You know, like when my doctor told me I was fat. That's not fun, but it's true. You know, facts and friendship don't always have to be in the same place. And by that I mean, if you're friends with someone who's spent 30 years doing bad things and somebody's pointing out, hey, you were in charge of the bad things for 30 years, but you don't ever publicly tell this person, hey man, that's fucked up. That's not my problem. You're allowed to be friends with whoever you want. But also the truth matters. And the truth matters for, you know, me. It matters for Miriam. It matters for Serge. It matters for every kid who's still in Scientology. That we tell the truth about what's going on. And that we tell the truth about who did what when. And why those things are still going on. And how they were successful then under certain people. And how that person's successful actions are still being executed today. Because that's a little tidbit about Scientology you guys didn't know. So when you get into affluence, that's a condition above normal, right? Normal, and then you go into affluence, like your statistics are going really, really up very, very fast. When you get into affluence and power, You're supposed to write up all your successful actions so that you can keep doing those, keep repeating the thing that is bringing you success. Where do you think all of the tactics to intimidate outside people and protesters have come from? They came from successful actions of the past. That's why we see them doing these same things now that they were doing in the 90s. Right? And in the 90s, Mike Rinder happened to be in charge of that. Claire Headley happened to be up at RDC working for David Miscavige. Right? Matt Pesh was up, running slush funds to keep SAers, moved around the country. Got to make sure you got that extra cash, right, Matt? Amy Scobie was a stone cold fucking see you next Tuesday, smashing people all over the place throughout the whole Celebrity Center network. And Mark was making sound. And I was word clearing in a course room. And Aaron didn't come into the Sea Org till later, but, he was an executive when he came into the Sea Org, running the entire technical division at a large organization. But the person, except for maybe Claire, who we all feared, besides David Miscavige and Marty Rathbun and Marty Rathbun's wife, Mr. and Mrs. Rathbun, was Mike Rinder. Yeah, I don't disagree, Aaron. We can absolutely talk again. Sure. I don't remember the conversation. I told you last night that I was sedated. But you didn't call me today. I've literally spent the day trying to figure this out, trying to wrap my brain around why you would do this. And you saw the texts that I sent you yesterday. Before I went and even had my medical procedure, you were apparently, doing a live, and that's fine. I don't begrudge you that. I don't expect instant answers. You're a busy person. You do a lot of work. I've never said anything negative about you. And to all the people who want to pump this up and be like, oh, well, she's finally seen it. She's finally turning on Aaron, and the whole thing's falling apart. Like, that's not what's happening either. That's not what's happening. No part of this is Aaron is an asshole and everybody should go shit on Aaron. Okay? Because it wasn't just him that was involved in it. And I don't think the other people involved in it should be shat on either. But our words yes, Aaron, I don't think this is the answer either. I'm in agreement with you. I don't think your video is the answer either. Okay? Thanks for all the downvotes, guys. And sure, we can talk it out, Aaron. Sure. Sure. But also know, okay, you made a public video that's there. So I'm making a public video now that's also going to be there to just say my feelings about the public video that you made. Okay? Because I don't feel good publicly. I don't feel that any of my efforts that I've made in a very conscious, very deliberate way have been appreciated at all. I feel like one of the points of your video I absolutely agree with. I think that the overall vibe of constant negativity, however that is to be perceived, is truly a direction we need to move away from as a whole. I don't disagree with you, and I told you that, I think. I don't recall, be honest, yesterday. I don't disagree with that. But like I said in my text messages to you, this felt very personal. And it still feels very personal today. Especially after all of the conversations that I've had with multiple people in our, group, especially the last conversation that I had. Okay, fine, Aaron. If that's how I ended the conversation, I was very tired. I will give you that. Again, it's 7 o'clock your time. By the time I started this, it was 6 o'clock your time. I hadn't heard a peep from you. I mean, like, you haven't been excruciatingly busy today. I mean, in Aaron terms, you've done one video today from 3 hours ago about Jamie Raskin. And guys, if you haven't seen the Jamie Raskin interview, it's fantastic. And he fucking called out Scientology and slave labor making Tom Cruise shit. Okay? And you put that out 3 hours ago, Aaron. And maybe you were doing other stuff today. Maybe you were busy just hanging out and living your life. And I respect that. But you didn't call me. So maybe I apologize. Maybe I should have called you instead of coming on the internet. But after the last phone call that I had, yeah, I felt like I had all the answers that I needed. So maybe I'm wrong, because I can be wrong. I mean, the chat thinks I'm an idiot. You think I'm an idiot. It doesn't. Got tissues on my face. I'm sorry. It doesn't really matter. I mean, this video is probably just blown up my entire life, and now everybody knows they were right. So it's all good. It's all good. Oh, Pee-wee Hermana, thanks for being here. Thanks for boosting the algorithm. I'm glad that you love people's real emotions. I don't give two shits about super chats right now. And how dare you use Pee Wee Herman. You're a piece of shit. Pee Wee Herman, you know, had his problems, but also, you know, I'm glad, Kells Bells. I'm glad if that's a real thing. I'm glad that the shots helped you. That's really good. Anyway, this was probably a bad decision, guys, for me to do a live, you know, but, you know, I, you know, the sad part is that if I don't do something every day, like, I know you guys think, oh, there's going to be the whole group of people that are like, here comes the grift. Like, guys, this is a job for me. This is something that I thought was like super important, and that it was getting through to people and making a difference and helping. And that's the only reason I put myself through all this stuff. But if I don't do things that I don't create, then yeah, I don't make money, guys. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not making enough money right now doing this, you know. And I love all the comments that come in. Wow, it's a nice run, Nora. Maybe you should just go get a job again. I wish that I could just go do that, guys. Going through all this for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, has been harder mentally and physically on me than anything that I have done besides surviving the rehabilitation project force. And I barely survived that. I have just like one last thing to say, and then I will stop, you know, just being here, being a sad sack of shit. I have always stuck up for the underdogs, for the people who weren't sticking up for themselves, for people that I love. Even when they aren't nice to me, even if I'm fighting with them privately, I have never wavered, not once. And I just want to say to everybody else out there who has my phone number, who doesn't have my phone number, But if you have my phone number and you can't send me a text or a call to tell me that I'm upsetting you or something I said was not cool beans or whatever, then that makes me really sad. Because I feel like I am open for feedback and I try really hard to take that to heart. I don't agree with all of it, and I certainly don't do all the things that everybody tells me, and I'm sure I've made plenty of mistakes. But I really wish that the next time anybody wants to set the tone for our entire group that I was pretty sure I'm a part of, that somebody like maybe CC me on the email chain or something, so that I don't find out in a public video that is really bad form to respond to on the internet, because now it looks like we're fighting. And to all the OSA bots and everything else out there, I'm going to quote Samuel Jackson from The Long Kiss Goodnight. Okay, actually, I'm going to pull it up. That's going to be the last thing I say. One second. I didn't have it pulled up, guys. I wasn't going to make that point, but now I will. They want to show you all. First of all, if you guys have never seen The Long Kiss Goodnight, do yourself a favor. It is a Christmas movie. Just like Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Okay. Let me see if I can pull it up another way here, because that's not working. And that's really annoying, because it's a great scene and I want to show you. How do you... Oh, there we go. I always go to the wrong app, guys, because all the apps keep changing. Because, of course, I have this film. Ooh. I don't want to do that. That's... It made it all big on the wrong screen. Okay, so... Let's... I have a great screen, guys. It's wonderful, but that's not how I want that to go. There we go. I'm going to put it over here so you guys can see it. Okay, well, that's how. No. Here we go. There's a lot of shooting in this film. Please hold. There we go. Now we're getting it. This is Gina Davis's singularly greatest film, in my opinion. But that's just me. Okay. So here we go. Let's see if you guys can see. Tell me if you guys can see it. Can you guys see this film bar? Here we go. Bomb's gonna go off on the bridge.
I got a kid here.
There's no hope.
Water.
Oh, it's not showing.
Somebody get this motherfucker
It won't
off
let you guys see it.
Help me.
Negative, ma'am.
Can you guys hear it?
We understand your request, but
Samuel Jackson just busted out.
that's right. You can't kill me, motherfuckers.
I'm sorry, you guys didn't get to see that. Apple won't let me stream it on another platform. But Samuel Jackson in that movie gets shot, I don't know, 87 times by submachine guns. And that's the line. They actually did a pre-test of the film where he was killed off. And audiences lost their mind. They were like, we can't have Samuel Jackson die. So instead of him dying, he ends up busting out and saving the characters. And his line is, he's just bleeding everywhere. You can't kill me, motherfuckers. That's right. You can't kill me, motherfuckers. So that's what I want to say to Osa. Just because my feelings are hurt because I'm a human being doesn't mean that, ZDT, Tony D'Amato, I do not consent to you using my content, and I will file the appropriate copyright strike on you right now, as soon as I'm done with this stream. So, yeah, like, no, fuck you. You don't get a W from this. You're a fucking low-life piece of shit who has dedicated their life to making my life living hell. And now you think you're going to do a celebration dance about me shitting on Aaron? First of all, this wasn't about shitting on Aaron. For those just tuning in or those over on ZDT's illegal stream of my stream. Because I don't consent. This is my property. And I don't consent to you using it. You fucking, scab on a flea of an infected sewer rat. Okay? Go get a life. All right? And there's a reason why I don't talk about Tony D'Amato. Number one, he just lost in court against Solomon. So that was awesome. That was awesome to see him lose. And he doesn't understand how 2024 works because he's in his 60s and he thought that someone had to bring him, a piece of paper. It was like, you are served. Like, it's 2024, honey. Like, get with the fucking times. Get with the fucking times. Okay? I was upset, guys. And maybe I shouldn't have done this stream. Maybe I should have picked up the phone and called Aaron directly. But I wanted to put my emotions out there because I'm a human being. Because there are, many accounts dedicated to just shitting on me, literally. And hopefully, even they're watching to see that, you know, behind the bravado, behind the sarcastic humor, is a human who is of flesh and blood, and I have emotions. And because of therapy and, you know, medication and the shots and all these things, I am able to express my emotions more freely now. Some of them hit me a lot harder than others, which is why I've spent 2 days crying. Because for a long time, those of you who are ex-Scientologists out there will know, we weren't allowed to show emotions. So, oh, there he is. Here he is. The dickless wonder. The shortest critic on the internet. Look at you. So pathetic. Clout-chasing clown fuck. Like, Tony, tell me you're a failed Hollywood actor without telling me. Like, you are honestly the saddest sack of shit on the internet. You prey on children. You prey on broken, hurt people who are trying to live their life. Okay? So, people who are trying to succeed despite growing up in a cult and being dealt every shitty fucking piece of hand they've ever been dealt. Okay? And you take joy, like literal joy, in trying to tear those people down. And now you're trying to attract, I don't know what fucking crowd, by being a 60-year-old man who sits at home all day playing Apex Legends. If any of you in my fandom here play Apex Legends, okay, please go report Tony's character via your PlayStation, because that's what he's playing on. I found out from Sony that you can report a player in-game for being inappropriate, but you have to do it from the platform. I don't have a PlayStation. But he sits there in the waiting area for hours, just bitching and swearing and violating all of PlayStation's rules. Okay? And then he goes and does some actual gameplay, which is like the part that PlayStation and other things monitor. So he thinks he's found this nifty little loophole to go and spew his hate. Incidenzo. That's his gamer tag. Incidenzo. Ah, Tony. You are sad. Sad, sad man. He was also teeny tiny like David Miscavige. Gee, I don't know why these small Italian guys have such tempers, but maybe they should look into that. Maybe you should look into that. Guys, I have seen a lot of super chats fly by. And a lot of positive and some negative comments, like this idiot. I'm glad you're laughing, Tony, at me having an emotional breakdown, because that shows the emotional maturity of, you know, you. Because frankly, ants and other animals and insects actually care about each other. They actually care for each other when they are hurt or hurting mentally or physically. Yeah. But not you, Tony. We've exited you from the human race. You no longer can sit with us. So. But also, just so you know, like, I really hope all these other people go fucking report you. If you guys have a PlayStation and you have access to Apex Legends, Incidenzo. Yeah. Yeah. He shouldn't be on there. Children are on there. Gross. Gross. I do want to acknowledge everybody. I don't know what is going on here. Oh, Tony, aren't you also jobless? You don't have a job. I think, you know what, guys, you want to know what my real theory on Tony is? And this is all allegedly, so he can't try and sue me. Allegedly, I think that Tony D'Amato, because he's a junior, has stolen his dad's identity and is secretly taking credit cards out in that. And that he lives with his mama. Because he can't afford anything else. So, yeah. Allegedly. Look at you. You love me so much, Tony. You're never going to get with me. It's not going to happen. I'm super gay. Even your micro penis couldn't fool me. Okay? But yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the algorithm boosts. And I still don't consent to you broadcasting my live right now. Even though you're commenting in here, I don't consent to you using my content. It's not for you. I do, Celestial Commodore. This is true. I do live in ZDT's head rent-free. And it's a tiny apartment. I need something bigger. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I'm sorry I had to play out my emotions here on the internets. I was really upset, guys. I'm starting to feel a little bit better just because I got it out. And I feel like sometimes, you know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it would have happened if I had the phone call with Aaron. You know. Okay, Milky Way. I'm going to address this head on. Okay. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you're definitely, you know, I'm going to guess probably someone in their late 30s who still lives in their mom's basement based on the fact that you have Sonic and Garfield in one Abbey. Okay. Secondly, I don't give a fuck about CDT. I already said that. No one covered up Louis Repetto. I want to say this for the people in the back, for the Reddit fucks, for the Discord fucks, for all the fucks. Okay. No one, I'm not Portlandia Rose for the 85th time. Stop. I'm going to start suing you guys for slander. Fuck that shit. Fuck that bitch. That was fucking Catherine. She puts Rose in all of her names, guys. I don't. Fucking put 2 + 2 together, okay? So, no one covered up Louis Repetto. 0 people. Okay? Aaron had nothing to do with Louis Repetto. The SPTV Foundation had nothing to do with Louis Repetto. In fact, pretty much all of SPTV had nothing to do with Louis Repetto. He just sort of like put himself in there as you can if you decide you're part of the thing. Okay? So, that's not a thing that happened. So, dear Reddit fucktards, stop saying that. I know that's not a good word. I apologize. I said the T word. I apologize. But with fuck in front of it, I don't think it has anything to do with the slur against people with Downs. But that's just my opinion. I'm really working on not saying that, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Who's going to have Tony's going to have the FBI here in 10 minutes? Okay. Bring him on in. Bring him on in. Bring him on in. Bring him on. Bring him on. Listen, Equus Heart, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. And because we've known each other for 30 years, I'm hopeful that we work it out. Milky Way, fuck off. No. It was a secret. That's the whole point. Nobody knew what he was doing until people came forward and told us. And then we told Louis to go fuck off into the ether. I told him personally, you can't sit with us and go get a lawyer and get your shit together. That's bad. So if these women and people, folks, who were victimized by Louis Repetto want to seek legal justice, they should. We are not the Avengers. Okay? We don't go and like hunt people out who are doing nefarious behavior in their fucking Snapchats. I'm not even on Snapchat. Okay? Like, get a fucking life. And if you don't like Louis Repetto so much, hire a lawyer them, put them behind bars. Okay? Also, clean your room. It's disgusting, and wash your socks, okay? You know what I mean. I'm not, listen, we are not here to bash any singular person or anything else, okay? And this wasn't even to bash Aaron, okay? And if you guys got that out of here, then you weren't listening. I was upset because I felt that that was very personal to me. And I cried, and I've cried through this, and now I'm done crying. And I'm sure as soon as I'm done, if I unplug this, because it's being used as a camera, connect it, and to come on and talk about the fact that I felt like a fucking idiot, and that I felt like the efforts that I put in were unappreciated, and people couldn't just talk to me about it directly. You know, and I want to do the right thing. I want to help. I want to end Scientology. That is my only goal. And by end Scientology, in case people get it twisted, okay, I want them to lose their religious status. I want them to lose their 501c3 status. I want no more kids to ever be forced to participate in that ever again. I want their multi-billion-dollar real estate tax scam to be dismantled. Okay? And I want people to know who are stuck inside Scientology. I'm not perfect. I'm not 100% healed from having existed in that fucking prison for, you know, the first 26 years of my life, the first 28 years of my life, really. I'm still working on it every single day. Okay? And I want to help anybody who needs help to heal from that or to escape or anything. I am 100% here. If you showed up on my doorstep, even if I talked shit about you, okay, I would still help you out. Okay? Because everybody is worthy of help and love at some point. And even if that means just to rehabilitate them enough to get them moving on their own, it doesn't mean you're adopting them for life. Okay? But I'm not a perfect person. I make a lot of fucking mistakes, guys. I also am a real person, and I have real emotions, and I really, really felt hurt. Like a lot. Not a tiny bit. You know? And I think that, for the last 9 years, and especially in the last 2 years, Aaron has done tremendous work to, bring down Scientology and bring light to the court cases and to the, ins and outs of Scientology. And I'm appreciative, that's not a word, appreciative that he's been doing that. Hopefully I've done a bit of that myself. And if I need to find and fine tune the way that I do this, then so be it. But I also feel like, I'm deserving of, direct communication from people who want to give me feedback and not. I get all kinds of feedback from the internet. good and bad. Okay, but you know, yeah. I'm glad that a lot of you feel like he wasn't talking about me and that he was talking about, you know, fucking Scott. And I've talked about Scott directly. And maybe I got it wrong. Maybe he was just talking about Scott and he wasn't talking about me at all. And he was just, I don't know. Aaron didn't name names, and, you know, that was his choice. You know, and he put his own challenge out there to Mike, Mark, and Claire and Leah to, you know, tell Stephanie to, you know, kick rocks. So far, it's like fucking crickets from them. I issued my own challenge to them 6 days ago. Also crickets. Do I think the problem in our community is the fact that Aaron has strong opinions and he put them out in a video? Absolutely not. Do I think the problem in our, you know, in our community is that we are all, and by this I mean specifically ex-Scientologists, okay? Is that we are all severely damaged, traumatized people who are at different points in our healing journey. Some of us doing, you know, tremendous amounts of therapy, some of us doing none, you know, and I will tell you, Donna, I'll put the link to the exercise page in there, you know, and in some ways I get the overall message of the negativity, which is partially why I started Gen Exercise, right? Because Scientology is a lot, y'all. It's a fucking lot. It is traumatizing and re-traumatizing and upsetting, and it is a black hole of disgust. That's how I would describe Scientology. And the fact that they are still around after everybody that has come out to speak out about them just makes me lose a bit of faith in humanity. Because it's not, okay, let's say Mike, Mark, Claire, and all those guys, they went to the FBI, like they stated, and they told the FBI everything. And we had earlier protesters in the 80s that were leaving upon Miscavige taking over, okay? Going on 60 Minutes, going on BBC, going on all these things, telling their horrific stories of what was going on. That didn't alarm anyone in the government. None of the reports that anybody who's currently come out alarmed the government. The Tampa Bay Times article didn't alarm the government. What will it take for the American government, specifically because I can't speak to other countries, I don't know the process. What will it take for the American government to shut Scientology down? Right? I mean, we have a little bit of hope. We have a tiny bit of hope in, oh, that's not, I was looking at cars. That's not it. Why do I have so many windows? There we go. So in Aaron's video he did today, let's just pull that up because, oh, I don't want to hear Jamie Raskin at 2x. That's he's got a good cadence in normal speed. Because here's what's great. And if we can, let's start a campaign right now. There's Jamie Raskin at the Democratic National Convention, which, by the way, is still going on. I believe Kamala is speaking tonight, if you guys are interested. Okay, so this is Representative Jamie Raskin, who is one of the most badass people I've ever seen in real life. This man is undergoing cancer for stage 4 cancer, and he shows up every day to work.
Yeah, but that's true of every religious cult. I mean, the people who are in the Church of Scientology, you know, when they're cleaning Tom Cruise's yacht with a toothbrush or whatever they got to do for punishment, they're cursing David Miscavige, the head of the whole thing, but they're terrified of him. And, it's time for Americans to stop being afraid of the bullies who are really cowards. And that's what this is all about. Yeah, but that's true of every religion.
So that's an amazing quote. That gives me hope that Jamie Raskin would use Scientology bullying tactics as a political analogy in that moment. So if we want to have something effective, let's do this. Okay. So let's go here. I'll bring it up. This is Jamie Raskin. He's from Maryland. Okay. He serves their 8th district there. About services, priorities. Let's see. Is there like a contact? Sign up for emails. All these things are supposed to have, like, if you want to contact your congressman. Gun safety, blah, 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 blah. How do I well, he has a whole bunch of links. Facebook, Twitter, let's check out his Facebook. Okay. So here's his Facebook. Okay, and I'm sure you can leave him comments. Those are open. That's nice. You can message him here. Okay. There you go. Right? I would say contact, yeah, that's you, bro. And I just pulled it up. His office is responsible for this page. Okay, here we go. So on his contact, and I'll put the contact thing here. If you guys want to contact him, this is the page to go to. Okay, where you can email him directly. Okay, Jamie Raskin, because he said that comment and specifically called out Tom Cruise and Scientology, I would say, yeah, he's on board. He's paying attention. He knows what's what. Okay, so absolutely, let's all email Congressman Raskin some support, some love, and also see if he will start an inquiry into Scientology's tax-exempt status. See if he will start an inquiry into the child labor and the cover-up of SA inside the Church of Scientology. Or if he'll at least meet with survivors, right, to discuss these things. Like, where's our congressional hearing on the Church of Scientology? Okay. So, yes, K70, I would say I'm okay now. I cried it out. The 4 hours of crying earlier today didn't do it. And maybe you guys are all right. He wasn't talking about me. So I got it wrong. I can be wrong. I can say I was wrong publicly. Okay. I don't have so much pride that I cannot admit when I'm wrong. So I'm trying to bring this whole thing around to something that isn't me falling apart, crying. But I think if we could get a congressional hearing with survivors of Scientology to testify, like, isn't that good? I mean, is that a good first step? You guys tell me. I don't know. I have a high school education. That's it. I don't know how to make the biggest impact. That's just an idea. But we need something. We need things to start. I'm going to pull up these super chats. Guys, I cannot even believe the amount of super chats that are here right now. I appreciate you all. Like, it's an overwhelming amount of support and love right now. So I appreciate you. I didn't expect any of that. Victoria Demet, a super chat. Thank you. Thank you for that. Helena, flock of swan boats. This is very specific. I wholeheartedly disagree with letting Papa Smurf off the hook. Well, and see, guys, then I felt like I have all these great things, and then somebody sent me a reindeer. Capricious Caroline sent me a reindeer. Also, like, what am I going to do with all my toys? Can I still use my toys? Can I talk about the A and a Papa Smurf? I mean, like, it's adorable. And I have my Sheltonian. I don't have the reindeer down here. I forgot it. It's upstairs. And my Keebler elf. Also, I want to say, if Debbie's here, I want to say thank you, because I was going to debut it on Gen Exercise, but somebody sent me a personalized yoga mat, guys. I did cry about that. I'm not pregnant. I don't have a uterus. I don't know. I'm just emotional. Maybe it's menopause. I don't know. Victoria says, I'm a lurker. Don't super chat, but this is important to tell you I love your content. Please be you. Thank you, Victoria. And you're beautiful. Look at you. Thank you for contributing and telling me that. Cindy Anglin says, Sheba dog dressed in a traditional outfit waving Japanese fans. Oh, that sounds like a fun sticker. That sounds amazing fun. Sonoran Desert Nomads. Every time he said, I'm not speaking of anybody specifically or similar, I audibly said Nora each time. I'm sending you love from Why, Arizona. Is that a town in Arizona? Why? What? The witch share. What is this? I feel your pain. I literally just got triggered in someone's chat for feeling like my voice as a survivor was being silenced. The absolute worst thing you can do to survivors is try to silence us. It will 100% trigger the fuck out of us. Yeah. And guys, this is, these are things I agree. I should have handled it differently. I was an emotional wreck. And I came on the internet to be an emotional wreck. And that's not a good decision in life. So thank you guys for loving me through this and even being critical of me for this. And I still don't consent, Tony. Take my shit off your screen. Super chat from Mexican Longhair. You're amazing. Don't let these idiots bring down your chat. Loves you and you're amazeballs. I love you, Mexican Longhair. And if you guys aren't subscribed to Mexican Longhair, he's doing amazing protesting out there in Colorado, and is such a sweetheart. So please give him a subscribe. The witch share. We literally cannot be triggered in those situations as survivor. I have quiet BPD, which magnifies every emotion times infinity. What's BPD? Now I have to Google that. Oh, bipolar. There we go. It came to me. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, that struggle must be like immense, Cher. Like, seriously. And I wish you love and light and a lot of hope in that daily grind of doing that. I'm not, almost knocked over my drink, but I'm not using this anymore. It's in my way. So we'll just put that on the ground. Vicky at the warehouse says, love, keep doing your thing. We'll be here. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Vicky. I appreciate that. Share again. Oh my goodness. If they support Grapist Trump, they support Grape, in my opinion, as Survivor. It's exactly like supporting Grapist Masterson. Yeah, I mean, if the shoe fits. The thing that got me, and I'll be honest, I don't usually do politics, but we brought it up, so let's talk about it for 1 second. Back in 2016, in the before times, when this man was running for the first time, the thing that got me, and it's on video, this is not conjecture or made up or a conspiracy, is that he said in not one, not two, but 3 publicly videoed interviews that if Ivanka weren't his daughter, he'd be dating her. And that was sincerely all I had to know about that man. That was before all the other stuff came up. Okay. I don't support anyone who would sexualize their own child like that. In front of her, by the way. She was there for, I think, 2 of the interviews. Oh, daddy. Like, that's what she's been dealing with her whole life, you guys. Like, no, thank you. It's not just a bridge too far. It's a bridge I would blow up. Lisa Trimble. Usually a lurker, but I support you. People usually go after truth tellers. they can fuck off into the forever. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And to reiterate, I don't think Aaron was going after me. You know, I think he wants to move things in. He's steering the boat, you know, and he's trying to steer a ship in a different direction. And when you do that, you make a lot of waves, and it takes a lot of strength to flip a ship in another direction. It's not like just turning your car around, you know. A super sticker from R. Harmon. Thank you. Love your glasses. Lemon character bowing his head while spreading hearts with his arms. It's so funny that it's just a description. Like, they can't just show me the sticker, but it's wonderful. That description. Cheryl Trapani. Thank you for the super chat. I'm a longtime lurker. You are amazing, and I love your content and sense of humor. I love your shows. Well, I will try to have my sense of humor make a return tomorrow. Miss Kim, you're not an idiot. You came to your community because you're having a bad time just like others have. Feelings, relationships, and our lives are messy. This is true, Miss Kim. This is true. From Brooke Elliott, this is what I have. I hope it helps you. Brooke, honey, thank you for just being here to show support. Like, again, guys, I'm blown away by the super chats, and I really want to acknowledge them because you guys did that. I also saw a lot of the other chats that were not, you know, monetized, and I appreciate everything 100%. Chris M, I love both you and Aaron. He may not know of how long you need to recover. You're hurt. I will support you forever, Nora. You're reaching people. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And you know, I love Aaron too. You know, I love my friends. I don't know. I was hurt. Like, for real. Healing is painful. Give yourself grace. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I promise to try to not do that in public anymore. I'm so sorry you're sad. I hope you see all the love in your chat. I did, Linky Lou. Thank you. And thank you for being a member. Michelle Castro, you are seen and heard. Please let the love help you through this. You are not an idiot or any other negative adjective. Okay. Thank you. Oh, Blake Reed's here. What's up, honey bunch? I know what you're going through. I've been there. Please trust me when I say you need time alone with your wife to take care of yourself. Love you. Yeah. Yeah. Katie did. You're not an idiot. I didn't think once it was about you. I hope your night gets better. You are loved. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. Trixie 0509. Agree with the premise that people shouldn't attack each other, however, have the right to reply. A lot of this could have been minimized by a call prior to the video. Simple. Yeah. And that goes two ways. I could have also called, but yeah, I didn't. Dogs Unite Against Scientology. We love you. Thank you. And I love this. Look at this. Look at you and your little, like, tuxedo, this sparkly tuxedo, and this awesome little dog. Please tell me this is like from the Westminster Dog Show and you showed that dog, because that is amazing. That is everything. Holy cannolis, Grossy3. Thank you. Big hug. I kept acting myself. You can't be Nora, though, in that video. You are amazing. Support, like when you jumped on to support him when the lady went to his old gym. That was touching content. Nora is Aaron backwards. Forever be you. It'll all work out. That is true. Nora is Aaron backwards, or Aaron is Nora backwards. However you want to look at it. I mean, I have hair on the top of my head and none on my chin, and Aaron has hair on his chin and none on his head. So technically we are the opposites. Thank you. Show me your kitties. Thought of you in Maryland during that video. Was hoping Aaron did right by you ahead of time. She should handle privately after he basically called her out. This was handled very badly. Yeah, I could have... Oh, good. I'm glad you did a super chat. Thank you for your money, Milky Way. I already announced to you. He never did that. So I wish that to all the trolls in OSA, please, please, please. I'm going to, let me find, where's my megaphone? Where's my megaphone? I have a megaphone. Here it is. Okay. So let's listen up for the trolls and the OSA ops and the bots that have been pushed to the back by my mods, please listen up. This is for you. No one covered up sexual harassment of protesters, and we did protect the community, okay, by not platforming him. There you go. And I personally told him to go fuck off into the forever, which, as you noticed, oh, he did. He did. He's gone. Okay? So that's the most powerful thing that I can do in the land of Oz. If you guys could politely return to regularly scheduled programming of taking down the cult of Scientology, that would be helpful. Because all of your bitching and moaning and nitpicking and fucking pick of me and Aaron and everybody else really is a fucking waste of time. And this will be the last stream that you'll be acknowledged in, because you heard from Aaron. He's not going to promote that or talk about it. So you're not going to get any breath from him. And I don't go to Reddit anymore, so I don't really care. Write all your streams or threads or whatever the fuck it's called on that stupid place. And for the record, for the last time, I'm not, nor I never have been, Portlandia Rose. Please see Catherine Olson. Okay, thanks. Okay. I'm going to get off the megaphone there. Love to you, Nora. Please take care of yourself. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. That witch sharer, hi. Again, ZDT bullies children. Not surprised he's bullying a woman experiencing emotional trigger. Yeah. Oh, no, he loves to bully me. He spent a whole year doing it. I was his special friend, his special project. He only exists if I talk to him or about him. He has no other purpose in life. Plus, he doesn't get any clicks unless I go over there, and he can fuck off. I don't want to see or hear him. But if you do play Apex Legends, Incidenzo, give him a review there for me. $7.99 chat. I don't know why I read the amount of money. That's super weird. I never do that. It was just the first thing in my line of sight there, T. I apologize. What's up, lady? I love you back, and we support you down under. I appreciate that. And one day I will get to down under to Australia. That would be great. Aaron, low-key telling others that they can talk about was in bad taste. Should be, is this what I'm going to do, period. Definitely offensive. Okay. For the three of us, me, Serge, and Marilyn. All right. You know. Donna, wait, did you say adoption? Just kidding. We got your back. GOA is a cancer. Please bring up that conversation with your therapist. It was harsh. Yeah, I have therapy tomorrow, guys. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah. I have therapy tomorrow. I'll have a lot to talk about. From COB if. I don't know who that's a picture of. I feel like I do, but I don't right now. Great news, Raskin, and great idea about hearing where survivors can testify. Yes, I will put up. I'm going to drop his thing again in the chat. Please reach out to Representative Raskin because he did that great comment on the Young Turks. Let's see if we can get a hearing going. Christy, we appreciate you and really want you to be okay. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I cried a lot and now I'm done crying. My kid wants to know if they can go to Dutch Brothers. I said yes. You are loved. I thank God for my therapy. Me too. Whoever, Buddha, Allah, God, whatever incarnation God has, yes to that for therapy. Mess, thank you for being a member. This is my first super chat. I know you don't ask for it, but you deserve it. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. From Susie Q, send in love. Thank you. I'm sending you love back. Thank you. Who, What, Where now? That just, is that a play on the old Who, What, Where book? Or is it just something else? Because if it's a play on the Who, What, Where book, that's very clever and I appreciate it. You talked and seemed happier. Therapy and friends. Yay. Absolutely. The witch share. My goodness. BPD, borderline personality. Oh, I had it wrong. Even worse than bipolar. What? I have what's called quiet BPD. Borderlines experience emotion on an insanely high level. It's 24/7 and it's an emotional hellraiser. Oh my goodness. Wow. That seems like a lot. Oh, well, I'm glad you have a good support team, behind you for that. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that with all of us. That's, listen, guys, let's normalize talking about mental health. Let's normalize having emotions and, and talking through it. And yes, Jennifer Vick, I agree with you. Aaron should have made personal calls, but also I think for his professional position that he needed to make a public statement of direction for his channel. And you are correct. He has the right to run his channel in any direction that he wants. I agree. I agree. So, yeah. Okay, guys. I thank you for being here with me. I 10,000 texts that I'm going to get to. Oh. Have you guys been hearing me this whole time? Or no? Hello? Yeah. No, it's on. Okay. But yeah, I want to thank you all for, this has been a long one. I thought this was going to be like 10 minutes. I was just going to cry and be over it, but that's not what happened. Thank you for kind of like walking me through the raw emotions I was having. That is not the purpose of this channel, to just come on here and cry. Like I pay a therapist to talk about my problems. But sometimes, they just come out, and Lisa, I'm not leaving you. I'm here to stay. You guys are stuck with me. I'm trying to figure out how to make this content better, how to make it be more prolific and important, because I want it to be impactful. I want it to mean something. I want it to deliver, as they would say in Scientology, an effective blow to Scientology, because that is, that's what they deserve. That's what they deserve. And anybody, I will say it again, and I said this before, if you are supporting people who are publicly attacking ex-Scientologists, and I know some people will be like, that's just what you just did to Aaron. Like, I'm going to disagree with you wholeheartedly. I was upset, and I expressed my sadness. And, I should have been better about, doing that. And the mods have been working overtime today. I told them, don't worry about it. It won't be worth it. And then they showed up. And I thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Mama Opal. Thank you, Not Today, Thayton, for being here in the background always. Going to therapy and getting the shots and taking my antidepressant and doing yoga and all these things doesn't mean that I now live in a utopia where I just see rainbows and kittens and unicorns, guys. I still live in the real world. Oh, and Barb, who jumped in, fucking SPTV tattoo warrior. I love you. I'm so glad I got to hug you in real life in Minnesota. If you guys have not met Barb in real life, she's an amazing lady, and she's a good hugger. But yeah, I will work on it. I will work on my emotions. I'm still working on my emotions, but that was my point. That even when you're doing all the things, especially as a trauma survivor, especially as a Scientology trauma survivor, these things are going to kind of come out of you unexpectedly, overwhelmingly, violently, emotionally, and unfortunately sometimes publicly, so I will work on that. I'm giving myself feedback right now. Yeah, the mods, you guys are fucking amazing. But I sincerely love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this whole thing. Oh, can I do it? Let's see, guys. My team has made me an end screen. And I'm gonna attempt to throw it up here. And let's see if where can I find it? I have to go and oh my God, why am I always talking to myself like I'm like the person? I'm like Samuel Jackson in The Long Kiss Goodnight. Got my keys in my right pocket. Dun 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 dun. It's down here because it's unlisted, but it should be in the videos. It's not live. Where is... Oh, you know why? Because I'm not... I have to go to the studio. There it is. But can I play it? Ah! I figured it out. Look at me. Look at me. Technologying. All right, everybody. I love you. Next time will be better, I promise. And I will see you all on the Flippity Dippity. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you to my mods and the current members. If you're not a member, what are you doing? Get that membership. Also, click that link on the right. The one on the right. Send me boxes of money. Hit the subscribe and the like. I'll see you on the Flippity Dippity.